Catch any of Ye's fashion show on today in Paris? No, I did not. But, I mean, I'm sure it's dope. We'll take a look at it later. It's not dope? Wait, what? What the Wait, what? Wait, oh no, oh no, what? No, 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 that's a joke, right? What? What? That's crazy. What? That's cool. He's like, the great replacement is real. I'll say this much. Me and Kanye, we are aligned, okay? Both politically, both, have the same mental disorders. And also, we are aligned on this, okay? This is called AmeriCorps. I like it. I like AmeriCorps. He went a little too far on the AmeriCorps, though. You know what I mean? I'm not bipolar. I was just, I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, I am a narcissist, though, just like he is. This is AmeriCorps, which I also personally like, as you guys know. But he went too far. You can't go full AmeriCorps. You got to go halfway. You got to go like hunting camo, like real tree patterns. You know what I mean? Like maybe at the most like an ironic 1776 shirt. He went way too far. Both fat too. Yeah, I'm so fucking fat, dude. It's crazy. Especially on this day of all days, coming into my chat and being like, bro, you're fat just like Kanye West is crazy. I'm wearing the sluttiest shirt. Flying out Candace Owens' AmeriCorps. See, what the fuck? Dude, no. Yeezy season is approaching. Kanye West wears White Lives Matter shirt at surprise Yeezy show. Kanye West is known to make statements. Some of the statements he makes are, famous, like George W. Bush doesn't care about black people.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
That was many, many years ago, of course. That was a good take that he had and a true one in the immediate aftermath of Katrina as they were raising funds for Katrina. You know, he's made some terrible statements, kind of like, a couple of them that I could rattle off the top of my dome. Slavery was a choice. It's a mindset. Or, numerous other things along the lines when he was going through it all. Candace Owens was always the grifter that just jumped down his throat at any given opportunity. And now Kanye West is doing it again. He's going back. He's saying White Lives Matter. This is a shirt that he's wearing at his surprise Yeezy fashion show in Paris Monday. Now, here's the thing. I do like Kanye West's understanding of fashion. Obviously, I think what he's doing is AmeriCorps. Like I said, it's something that I personally appreciate as well. But there's a line that you can't cross in AmeriCorps, I think. And I believe he's doing that. I believe he's trying to cross said line in AmeriCorps where, you can wear Realtree camo. You can, wear Harley Davidson shirts. You can wear NASCAR T-shirts, vintage, old NASCAR T-shirts, stuff like that. But then, you probably should not be repping an overtly white supremacist counter to Black Lives Matter. It's corny. I think it's a miss. I think he's kind of losing it a little bit. He wants to be edgy. He wants to be unique. He wants to be provocative. And there are plenty of ways that you can go with that. But the White Lives Matter shirt is just like, eh. He did this in 2013 with the Confederate flags. Yeah, I remember that. And by the way, what I'm talking about with respect to Kanye West is not even like just drama. White Lives Matter is very much a propaganda talking point created by white supremacists and the far right and right-wingers in general to misdirect the attention away from Black Lives Matter. It is the white pride to the black pride. During the civil rights movement, there was a concept known as black pride, black power. That's where that came from. Not black pride, but black power, right? And white supremacists in the Klan saw that and decided we should do white identitarian politics because they can't just be like, we're just racist. You know what I mean? Because nobody wants to be called a racist. Nobody wants to be considered a racist. Once you are openly racist, your numbers are going to diminish. You're not going to be able to bring in the normies, right? For that reason, they came up with, and they routinely come up with like different kinds of PR around their racial agitated propaganda. And one of those things is white pride or white power. And this is the exact same thing. When Black Lives Matter was gaining momentum, they started saying White Lives Matter or All Lives Matter. And the reason why they said that was because they wanted to shift the attention away from Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter does not mean white lives don't matter. It just means black lives currently don't matter. So we want to talk about that. The rapper staged a surprise Yeezy fashion show on Monday in Paris, showcasing his Season 9 collection to much fanfare. Before the models appeared, West gave a speech while wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt emblazoned with the Pope's face on the front and the same bedazzled flip-flops he sported last week. Before the show, Ye teased some of the famous models expected to make appearances: Kardashian, ex-girlfriend Irina Shayk, current flame Candace Swanepoel, as well as other big names like Beyonce, Rihanna, Angelina Jolie, Lauryn Hill, Naomi Campbell, Emily Ratajkowski, Giselle Bundchen, Bella Hadid, and Amelia Gray Hamlin. However, it appears only Shayk, Campbell, and Hamlin made appearances, with the Russian model watching from the side as the two others walked on the runway. Yeah, no shit, Emily Ratajkowski didn't make a fucking appearance, including Bella Hadid. Why the fuck would they make an appearance when you're literally featuring White Lives Matter shirts? That is so insane. I don't even think these people were going to show up. I think he just said it. But like, some of these people do have political opinions that do not align with that at all, okay? Some of the models in the show wore the same shirt emblazoned with White Lives Matter on the back, as well, while fans on social media reacted. Sending a White Lives Matter t-shirt down a runway in Paris is literal insanity, and no amount of gospel is getting that man through Heaven's Gate. I'm so sorry, one person tweeted. Another wrote, mind you, Kanye was just calling Kim and Chris the KKK 2 weeks ago. Now he's wearing a White Lives Matter shirt. Yeah, he's just out of his fucking mind. Others recalled the infamous trip to the White House wearing a MAGA hat. West is also previously called controversy wearing a jacket with a Confederate flag on it in 2013. There's just people from the same planet, and sometimes in high school, it feels like we don't fit in. And in a situation like this, we have the opportunity to come together to express who we are, told West of his vision for the runway ahead of the show. It's leaning into the shape of how I see this future world, this alternate world, but in high school. It's focused on curriculum because both my parents are educators, and the curriculum is CRT, but critical racism theory, okay? The curriculum is like, yeah, we're actually going to wear racist shit. That's the curriculum. It's a future that libtards are afraid of, brother. Previous Yeezy shows have been marred by disaster, having previously made guests wait for hours in the hot sun, painting models and more. However, this is the first time West has taken his designs to Paris Fashion Week. Oh, the Balenciaga one was in mud too, by the way. They made everybody walk through the mud, which is kind of weird. So, All Lives Matter is supposed to be the deflection, right? White Lives Matter is the overtly white supremacist version of that. They're not even saying like, oh, what about all lives? Like, they're just straight up like, no, white lives matter, motherfucker. When you say Black Lives Matter, and I'm not talking about the fucking dumbass like philanthropic organization. I'm talking about when you say Black Lives Matter, you're talking about police brutality. You're talking about the fact that black people are being undermined. Black people are being oppressed by the criminal justice system, the racist criminal justice system, right? No such similar thing is happening to white people in a disproportionate rate. So it's a direct way to undermine the message of Black Lives Matter. Of course, Kanye didn't just wear that and rep it. He also brought Candace Owens along. I mean, that's it. It's obvious what he's doing here. I think he's just like wearing white supremacy like a badge to like trigger people, which is ironic because that's kind of how 4chan kids operate as well. But those kids are white. That's the difference. Their children are going to be white. Kanye West has black children. He's black. I don't know. I don't understand it. Like, you just can't act like this doesn't impact you. Like, yeah, sure, he's rich. But I just don't understand how you genuinely cast that aside. Yeah, he's in the rookie hole. He straight up thinks being a free thinker is doing the opposite of what people tell you to. What is your big Kanye stand in the chat saying? But reclaiming the words or symbols takes the power away from it. I argue that. I don't disagree with that, but there are also exceptions to the rule. Okay, there are reasons as to why you shouldn't be doing marketing for a message that is straight up the opposite of one that believes in your existence. Also, when you bring out Candace Owens with you, when you're rolling this shit out, there is no reclaiming, dumbass. Oh, dude, I'm just reclaiming 1488. That's why I brought Richard Spencer on. What? There's no commentary in that situation. The commentary you're thinking of is not like him shitting on that message or trying to reclaim it. It's just him straight up saying, I like this. I fuck with this. And what he's fucking with in that circumstance is white supremacy. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. The amount of fans that will dick ride Kanye to the very end is wild. I mean, yeah, of course, Valorant streamer needs to stay out of politics. Candace Owens' appearance is signaling confirmation that he means it in a white supremacist way. Yeah, it's just like reclamation of fascist symbolism, for example, is already a tricky subject. Rammstein wanted to do it, And people actually thought that it was quite controversial when they tried to do it. They're fucking German and they're anti-fascist. So they tried to not necessarily like reclaim all of the imagery, but some of it. But there's a difference between anti-fascists trying to do that versus fucking Kanye West bringing Candace Owens up to be like white lives matter. Do you get it? Rammstein is anti-fascist in German. Kanye West is black, but is aligning with a black white supremacist. The internet racists immediately started weaponizing this. What did he think he was doing with this? Yeah, I just don't. You know what it is? The saddest part about it is it's so fucking half-assed. Yeah, obviously, he did this so that we would all talk about it and all this other shit, right? But it is so fucking half-assed. It's like a kid's brain trying to parse through relatively not even relatively, like, not even that complex, like just introductory politics and failing to do so in an adequate manner. You could potentially make a political statement about white lives matter, right? But when you fucking align with Candace Owens and you bring Candace Owens into the show, all of a sudden the political statement you're making is, you know, that it's not that bad, you know? White lives do matter. Like, shut the fuck up, everybody. As a huge Kanye fan and founder of Hacier, we're disappointed in Kanye. Kanye betrayed us. Kanye fans and Hacier fans were fucked. Hacier is fucked. Listen to us, Hasanabi. You keep ignoring us. Bro, who's this us? Who's this we, motherfucker? It's just you. Turning Point USA, a conservative organization founded by Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk, just hinted at Ye performing at a festival. That's so fucking insane.
There weren't a lot of platitudes or cliches. They were as unusual, in fact, as eccentric as the man himself, but in some ways they were remarkable and worth watching. Take a look at this.
Freedom does not come from an election. The freedom comes from you not loading up pornography. The freedom comes from you not taking the Percocet.
I love that, man. That's good stuff.
Next month, a celebrity musician telling you that freedom does not come from porn or drugs or pulling a gun on people. It comes from God. He said a lot of things, by the way. Some of them we wouldn't agree with at all. Some very unusual proposals made the roster, too, including giving $1 million to any woman who has a baby. But it was interesting.
He's so impressionable. He's like a baby, dude. He literally is like a baby. He's a baby who's like fucking lashing out at the world, and he's surrounded by fucking sycophants. We've seen this so many goddamn times with like celebrities, okay? He's like a child. That childlike creativity sometimes helps him, but that childlike creativity, when matched with like a bunch of sycophants and yes men, which Genius showed for the record, that is exactly what that showed. That output was completely controlled by Kanye West, by the way, and even then, you could still see it. He's like a baby. He is surrounded by sycophants. You can say lol hater all you want. He's made cool music. I like his music. I even like his fashion. But the reality is, like, when you are surrounded by sycophants and yes men, on top of that, you're like looking for any kind of like institutional backing that you can get. You are going to surround yourself with people like Candace Owens who will say everything and anything to make sure that you become an arbiter of their message. It's just bad.
The most arresting moment came when Kanye West talked about abortion. Watch this.
Let me hear it, bro. My dad wanted to abort me.
That was crazy. That was him like having a fucking meltdown. I remember that. He was like crying, talking about how his dad wanted to abort him and all this shit. Like, he was crazy.
My mom saved my life. There would have been no Kanye West because my dad was too busy.
Like, I like Kanye's music, but what the fuck does he know about politics? I like some of Kanye's music. Jeez. I like some of Kanye's fashion. What the fuck does he know about politics? Nothing. I'm sorry. He's just fucking going around with whichever way the wind is blowing.
But if they clutter your neighborhood with abortion clinics, they're lying.
No, this is facts, bro.
But no one wanted to engage it, of course.
Taking your words right. No, he putting them in context.
But it's still what we're talking about. Instead, TMZ reported that many people in Kanye West's circle believe he needs, quote, serious help, and then cited an anonymous family member who explained that he's experiencing a bipolar episode. By the way, maybe he is. We don't know. But it doesn't mean what he said is wrong.
Ha! He said he might be bipolar, but hey, and it might have been a manic episode, but let me tell you something, okay? I like it because it agrees with me. That says a lot about Tucker Carlson and how disposable he sees black people first and foremost, okay? celebrities in general, understandably, everybody sees celebrities as like disposable. Who gives a fuck, right? Expendable. But he just straight up is like, yeah, well, normally I would be directing my community to do hate crimes towards any number of different black celebrities because a lot of them are Democrats, or as we like to call them, woke. But this time, there is a black celebrity who might be going through it currently, but it doesn't really matter to me because he's saying the right things. Perception on abortion is his own story. Dude, I know. I watched this, bro. I watched this. First of all, for those of you who don't know, I'll just come out and say it, okay? There is no, standpoint theory. There is no, I don't give a fuck. I'm white, and I'm Turkish. I'm incredibly far removed from ever experiencing white supremacy, especially anti-black racism. White supremacy in the form of anti-black racism, the most important type of white supremacy, the most solid, understandable, tangible form of white supremacy. I will never understand it. I will never feel it. But that doesn't change the reality that, like, I have a decent understanding of what it is, and I can speak on it. But just because someone is black, even if they are like Candace Owens or channeling Candace Owens like Kanye West, does not change the reality that, like, I'm right in this circumstance and he's fucking wrong. There is no like there's no Yu-Gi-Oh trap card where you're just like, haha, well, guess what? This is a black man saying this. So the real white supremacy was the demo rat party all along. You know, escape the plantation, like that sort of thing. That doesn't work. If that worked, then Candace Owens would be fucking popping. Now, we're not going to watch this because it was a mentally ill person's nervous breakdown that was, of course, weaponized again by Republicans and people who do not give a fuck about them. Is Kanye pulling a Lincoln Project on conservatives like Candace Owens? No, it's simpler than that. I think he's like looking for people who will defend him. And Tucker Carlson is validating his delusions, as Mango JPEG also pointed out, at a key moment. And it's sending him into a rabbit hole where he feels like Fox News is the only thing he can trust. But that came before that. I mean, this has been a downward spiral. This has been a downward spiral since his mother passed away, okay? Kanye West has been on a downward spiral since then. It's very obvious. If you know anything about Kanye West's history, you know this. You understand it, okay? He has not been all right.
He's cringe.
And, getting off his medication, not controlling his urges. Why can you speak about and not an actual black person, dumb fuck? Bro, I don't know if you understand this, but there's a concept called tokenization, or a concept like weaponizing a singular black person. Considering your secondary follow-up comment, I'm going to go ahead and assume that, like, the only reason why I give a shit about Kanye West and what he's saying is because he agrees with you in this circumstance. But this is, I already described this to you. There is no world in which you're like, well, I'm a black person, so I win this argument. It's more so Candace Owens that saw an opening and straight up exploited it. Candace Owens made contact with Kanye West at a time when he was desperately looking for any kind of person to, like, validate his existence, validate his experiences. And she joined the fucking sycophant lineup. And she snuck in there and just started blasting him with, like, insane shit and leached him. And she did a really great job at it. Let's be real. She was profoundly successful at it. She grabbed onto him, and this is the aftermath of it. There are things that I know about behind the scenes from friends that work not directly with him, but friends that work with other people that work with him, other celebrities. And I know that there was a point in time when he was like at his peak of his manic outbursts. Like he was, straight up extremely into like black Israelite theories and things of that nature. I think he just like kind of dropped all that stuff. I mean, it was a very convoluted and complicated sequence of political takes. And that kind of stuff you can't really explain as a white person to other white people. But this I can. The basic like white supremacist conservative shit, you can very easily understand that and very easily describe it. The other like Hotep adjacent things, it is yet another byproduct of white supremacist education. And the only counter to that being, unfortunately, things that you have to seek out on your own. I mean, that's way more convoluted and way more complicated to get into. I'm not going to get into it right now. And that was a couple years in the past at this point, so it doesn't really matter. But he goes in and out of backing Trump and advocating for these kinds of values, these kinds of insane things that he's saying. And we're at yet another saga in the Kanye West story. Just sad. Even Kanye fans
react to
aren't
my
happy with
evil
what
writing.
Kanye did and won't defend his actions, using this tweet as an example. Dark day for us Kanye fans. Not shocked, just wish he didn't have to use White Lives Matter shirt to get whatever point he wants to make across. I've been defending him hard, especially during the divorce. This one right here is a head scratcher, though. Everybody act like Kanye's art was never about provocation and confusion. I mean, MAGA Cap, Federated Flag Bomber, the famous music video, the VMA, stop pretending to be shocked to follow the herd. I mean, dude, it's stupid. Like, oh, he's a provocateur, so he just like will provoke in a white supremacist fashion. Okay, got it. If you want to suck up to white people, but specifically racist white people so much, yeah, go off, King. You know? I don't think Kanye fans are going to defend this one. I think they're going to just like, the maximum defense I can see from Kanye fans would be like, I don't know, maybe he's just trying to scam racists.
1
like,
year of
you know,
brain
we're
roast.
all in on it, lol, or whatever. But I think it's just hard to fucking, you know, it's just hard to go with that. It's hard to defend that. I don't think they will.